Hi, my name is Jen Zuercher and I am the registered dietitian here at the Edwardsville YMCA. Nutrition counseling can look a lot of different ways. It can be just a one-time thing where you want to get some information, or you have some questions that you want to have answered, or maybe you have a really big goal or even a small goal, but it's going to take some time and some different steps to get there. What your goal is really what determines how many sessions you're going to have. Usually what happens if somebody wants to schedule an appointment, they just go into the online registration system, and you can either schedule just an initial and follow-up appointment, or a series of follow-up appointments. Initial appointments usually last approximately an hour. I spend some time getting to know you, asking questions about your regular eating habits and your regular exercise habits and other things that you're doing in your life that can contribute to your nutritional health. And then we'll get to talking about goals and making some plans for reaching those goals. Follow-up appointments usually last approximately 30 minutes, and they're great check-ins to see how you're doing at accomplishing your goals and talking through strategies for meeting goals, setting new goals, and reaching your ultimate nutrition and health goal in the end. One of the biggest questions that I get asked in nutrition is, how do I create a healthy diet? And oftentimes folks want to have something set in stone and prescribed for what they need to do. But really, most of us have a really good idea of what it takes to make a healthy diet, especially if you don't have a lot of health concerns. It's just how to get there and what strategies we can work together to help you get to that point. So really it's refining a lot of what you're already doing. Another question that I often get asked is, should I be eating this type of food, or should I eliminate that type of food? And my answer is always, if you like something, eat it. It's just how much we eat it or how frequently we eat it. There are certain conditions where there's certain foods that maybe should not be eaten as often, or maybe really don't fit. But for most of us, how often we eat different foods, moderation, and finding some balance within the different types of foods that we eat, that ends up being the key to finding success. There's a lot of different fad diets out there, a lot of different diet strategies that people are trying. Really what would work best, or what does work best, is what works best for you. So ideally we all have fruits and vegetables every day, we all have protein, we all have some grains, and we all have water, and we all have some source of calcium, whether that be a dairy product or you get some from leafy greens. But really any type of diet that starts restricting and tells you that you should not be consuming a particular nutrient or a particular type of food, those generally do not lead to long-term success. So the best advice is always to figure out what works best for you. It's something that you can do long-term. So rather than a diet, think about your eating plan, and what is your long-term eating plan that you can stick with so that you can be healthy for not just the next month, but for the rest of your life. I often get asked questions about intermittent fasting. When you restrict eating to a limited number of hours each day, it might be 6 hours, it might be 8 hours, it might be 10 hours, and you're only allowing yourself to eat within that strict number of hours. For some people, this is a really workable and easy way to manage their eating and to cut down on their overall intake. For others, it really doesn't work. Maybe you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work, and you aren't able to go to sleep until 10 p.m. or later, and you're hungry in that time. Our bodies are pretty smart, so you have to be mindful of what your body is asking. Oftentimes what intermittent fasting does is just cut down on the amount of time that we can eat, and that automatically restricts the amount that we do eat. So you really want to look at those two things. When are you eating, and what are you eating, and make those adjustments that work for your lifestyle. If you are interested in scheduling an appointment with me, just send me an email and I will get back to you so that we can set up a time and get everything started.